Hello, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Hyoko. I'm a wise clown. I'm an empath, and every day I do these little esoteric reports. I'm like a, you know how, if you ever watched WKRP Cincinnati, or a radio production room where you have one mic, and then you have people standing around, that mic can pick up on all the sounds in the room, right? Regardless of the level, depending on its sensitivity. Well, some people are like that too. Yeah, you know, spirituality and all that stuff is just becoming more trendy, and all that means is more and more people are coming into the realization that it's actually true for them. They're making the connections themselves. When for so long, a dialogue has been led in our society, in our world, and that dialogue is dying away. For example, they keep trying to, when things are quiet, they keep trying to cause problems to break shit so they can fix it and tell us that we need to spend money on it. God, I just think about what the military budget for this country is, and if they just flip that with the rest of the budget, everything else they put, just flip it and put the money that they use in the military into the country, just, God, these wars are just all bullshit. And consider this. I give people food for thought. It's what I do. I just collect data and I share it. And you can go investigate and determine your own outcome. I'm not trying to freaking change anybody's mind. I'm just trying to get people to friggin' think. So, I saw an ad about how, oh, ISIS is rearing up again. That ISIS. Oh, that ISIS. Well, I used to be in the Air Force, and, there is a time that if someone said ISIS to me, I'd be like, they're the enemy and kill them all, right? But then once I got farther and farther away from that freaking nonsense, that misogynistic freaking man pool of freaking Viagra and freaking control, it just makes me gare. Anyway, not all men are bad. The ones that are in balance with their feminine, masculine, they're alright. They don't need the Viagra. It's the ones that are all freaking dipped too much in their creepiness, mandom, imposing your will on people. That shit's just gross. Anyway, so in the last couple of years, I've had a lot of extra time on my hand. So I was like, when I started a long time ago, then back on earlier on my path, after I was out of the military and I started, well, what is ISIS about? What is ISIS? What does it mean? Because, like, how many people listen to the Foo Fighters without even knowing what Foo Fighters mean? So I look up ISIS, and ISIS was a female god. Now you can, go look it up yourself. I'm not gonna freaking, I'll teach you where, just Google it. Again, Google it, or, go duck go, whatever. Just find your own path and look up what ISIS is. My point is, I'm sure things, dialogue is never led, right? So, but just consider the notion that if freaking a bunch of freaking old control freak white dudes said that a female god, they're like, well, let's just call this threat ISIS, right? Then, like me, earlier in my impressionable state, ISIS is evil, they're all evil, they're terrorists. No. What they don't want women to do is freaking look at, go on this path of self-discovery that you're freaking badass. That's what ISIS, she's a badass goddess. The Egyptian goddess was very popular throughout Egypt and beyond because she's the goddess of most limitless, with the goddess of almost limitless attributes. Isis was her Greek name. I got to go to Crete, so this is in line with me. Yep, 39 days I got to spend on Crete. She was known in ancient Egyptians as Iset, which usually is translated as female of throne. See, if a bunch of dudes tell a freaking country that ISIS is a threat, they're never going to look it up, and women are never going to find out that she was a divine goddess that has stepped into her power, that is no fucking joke, that is going to make some changes. And that is what is happening in people's astrology. Yeah, I freaking love this stuff, man. And the numerology that is jumping on board, it's not just planets and these signs and stuff, but if you look at the numerology and the degrees in which these signs and planets are all connected, that is a story in itself. Yeah. It's just connecting patterns. And people are finding that the patterns that they have been connecting with, they just don't freaking feel right. And then they're waking up going, why the frick am I living this way? Why do I live like this? Oh, because somebody along the way told you had to grow up and get married and or grow up, go to college, find someone that you're gonna freaking, detach yourself to for the rest of your life, whether you like it or not, in a in a construct idea, so people can. It's is a business idea, so you can save tax. It's just all so weird. But if you do notice, also, who we just become as a little older we get. Not everybody gets. Nobody makes it out of life alive. Nobody makes it out of here alive. So really, what it is we have our lifetime to become the best version of ourselves. But sometimes people, their best version in this incarnation of themselves is just an example of what not to be. Of what happens when you void yourself of a belief bigger than you. When you think you run the show and you an ego and your ego is just, flying the course, and hey, there's a lot of people that succeed with their ego for a while. But it ain't nothing ever 100% constant, yo. Ain't nothing ever 100% constant. Yeah, Benny. What's the matter? You got too hot? You got too hot, huh? Alright? It's like the sun's coming out, but it ain't cold. But he gets bundled up, he got too hot. You gonna be sick? Yep. Burp. Okay. Alright, I think we're gonna be okay. You gonna pass it? Okay. Whew, that was a close one. He got up so fast, I know he got too hot. He might get sick on me. We don't mind. Right? Yeah. Okay. So, we just become more of who we are. Right? Yeah. So, sometimes when people get, these people get a little caught up in who they want to be, but it doesn't line up with who they're supposed to be. And right now, people's astrology is just freaking chiming in and waking up to remind them, hey, you're supposed to be doing this. You're supposed to be, living, you're not supposed to have all this stuff, and nobody needs freaking thousands of square feet to live in when there's so many people that don't have places to live, and all this outer world stuff that has become so prevalent for so long is just like people are just ching ching, based on the time they were born on the calendar year. They're waking up to, oh my god, I'm supposed to be going around freaking telling people just not to be a jerk, and I'm supposed to be, I gotta be diligent and steadfast in my belief and energy and all, everything that I've collected there, and I can't go out and be a shyster, and I can't be shady, and because we are only as good as our word, and I think I'm gonna wrap it up on this because I got sidetracked because Benny. He's fine though. He's just put his head down. He's okay. I think he just got too hot. But just notice people when people tell you how they are. Just notice them. Like all this stuff that I get from my spiritual learnings and stuff. It's all open source. It's all open source. So don't freaking buy into it if people want to charge you for stuff that's open source. It's not for them to profit on. It's not, and I get that it's an energy exchange and all that stuff like that, but when we're spiritual teachers or gatherers or reporters or whatever you want to call this are supposed to be collecting data and putting it out there for everyone to learn from, for fun and for free, for inclusion for all, and then you have groups like that Gaia and these other groups, paid membership required so that you can be the best version of yourself. It's fucking weird. be careful of those folks, y'all. So, anyway, I think I'm going to take him outside. I hope you all have a rad day. Peace.